he had made a statement.
Oh, Tupac alive.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed Tupac is alive and he's been living in Cuba all this time.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital, he was conscious in the ambulance, he was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
Tupac Shakur. Yes, you heard that right. Tupac is alive, breathing, walking, and carrying the same fire he had in the 90s. But this time, he's got only one mission: to make sure Diddy never walks free again and to end his career for good. For nearly 3 decades, the truth was buried under lies, cover-ups, and industry games. But now the secrets, the hidden memoirs, and the untouchable tapes are ready to explode like dynamite. And what's inside them doesn't just rattle hip-hop, it obliterates it. Fresh footage straight out of Havana shows him alive, walking with that same unforgettable intensity, the same swagger, the same Tupac. And social media? Forget speculation. It's not whispering, it's screaming. Timelines are blowing up with phrases like Shakur exposes Jay-Z and Diddy, and words like panic trending higher than election scandals, messy celebrity divorces, and even global breaking news. The signs were always there, but the industry worked overtime to bury them.
Tupac actually escaping from the University Medical Center here in Vegas and relocating to New Mexico, getting protection from the Navajo.
Think about it. The coroner's report never even matched Tupac's real height. The cremator who swore he handled the body, he vanished without a trace. And Suge Knight, the man closest to that chaos, has been saying it for years. Tupac was never gone. Now the truth is undeniable, and it flips everything we thought we knew about hip-hop history upside down.
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never.
Because Tupac didn't just survive, he planned this. He engineered it. For almost 30 years, he lived in Cuba, shielded by political protection. While the world thought he was gone, Pac was collecting evidence, tracing every betrayal, preparing for the day he would return to the light. His disappearance wasn't a tragedy, it was strategy. And that strategy had one goal: to dismantle everything Jay-Z and Diddy built, to rip away their masks, to expose their darkest truths, and to take revenge. And the material Tupac is holding, it's not just evidence, it's dynamite powerful enough to collapse entire empires.
Tupac switched his energy and he was somewhat coming at Jay-Z for some time.
But let's get real. The real bombshell isn't just the sightings, it isn't the Havana footage, it isn't the whispers online. The real bombshell is something darker, something locked away for decades, a manuscript. A memoir so dangerous the music industry has tried again and again to erase it from existence. Hidden deep in Cuba, guarded for years, sits the weapon Tupac himself wrote. A fatal memoir detailing every betrayal, every power play, and the names, the actual names, of those who profited from his disappearance. And this isn't rumor. This isn't fan fiction. Industry veterans have confirmed it. These documents read like a forbidden playbook of hip-hop's darkest era. Page after page, Pac lays it bare. Who orchestrated the Vegas attack? Who covered it up? Who cashed in on his silence? He names executives, rivals, so-called friends. He exposes backroom deals, secret conversations, the blueprint that reshaped hip-hop without him. And the timing? Oh, the timing is not an accident. This memoir has been circling the underground for years, a ticking time bomb. So when Pac reappeared, the first question wasn't, is he alive? It was, when does the memoir drop? Because those pages won't just tell a story, they'll detonate legacies. Jay-Z, Diddy, 2 men who built billion-dollar empires are suddenly dangling by a thread. Every deal, every partnership, every success story, they're all under suspicion now, because when Tupac's words hit the public, history won't just be rewritten, it'll burn to the ground. And if you think the memoir is explosive, wait, because Pac left behind something even deadlier. The tapes, recordings so raw, so damning, that no lawyer, no spin doctor, no million-dollar settlement will ever contain them. These tapes aren't demos, they aren't freestyles, they aren't some unfinished studio scraps. No, these are raw, unfiltered conversations Tupac secretly captured before 1996. Conversations sealed in time, conversations that weren't meant for the public's ears until now. We're talking about Jay-Z and Diddy, allegedly caught red-handed, their voices laid bare, plotting, scheming, and mapping out strategies that turned the hip-hop world upside down. And these weren't just casual chats. These were the blueprints, the dark blueprints, for the empires they later built. Insiders who've heard fragments of the tapes, they say they're devastating, jaw-dropping. The kind of revelations that pull the curtain back and show just how dirty the game really was. Jay-Z, the billionaire mogul, the hustler-turned-visionary, exposed for admitting moves that reveal his climb wasn't just hustle and luck, it was darker, calculated, manipulative. Diddy, the man already drowning in lawsuits and federal heat, captured boasting about control, silencing threats, and flexing influence like a mob boss. His own words names echoing through courtrooms and news broadcasts, ready to turn every bit of his legacy into ashes. And the danger? Oh, it's not hypothetical. Oh, it's the second these tapes hit the public, everything collapses. Billion-dollar deals, gone, endorsements, pulled overnight, streaming empires, crumbling faster than sandcastles in a storm, every word they spoke, every secret recorded, it's all a nail hammered straight into the coffin of their carefully polished images. And while fans replay these tapes in stunned disbelief, prosecutors are sharpening their knives, because once this evidence is out, it's not just scandal anymore, it's survival. And guess whose empire is first on the chopping block? Diddy's. The Sean Diddy Combs empire. The empire that once dictated the sound of an era is now collapsing under its own weight. From red carpets to defense tables, his name is no longer tied to music, it's tied to indictments. Racketeering, trafficking, coercion, the kind of charges that sound more like a mobster movie than a mogul's resume. Some charges may have been cleared, but the storm is far from over. Court dates loom, witnesses speak, prosecutors press forward, and Tupac's reappearance? It's the ultimate wrecking ball, swinging at everything Diddy has left. For years, Diddy brushed off whispers about his involvement in Tupac's disappearance. He dismissed the rumors as gossip, lies, fan fantasies. But now, the very man he thought was buried and gone is alive, holding receipts that tie him directly to orchestrated violence and cover-ups. Diddy may have dodged some charges, but the final verdict? It still hangs heavy, like a storm cloud refusing to clear. And every day, it looks less like he's defending an empire and more like he's desperately delaying its inevitable collapse. But the spotlight doesn't stop there, because the moment Tupac broke his silence, another name was dragged straight into the fire: Jay-Z. Think about it. Tupac vanished in 1996. That same year, Jay-Z dropped his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. And within months of the industry losing one of its loudest, most powerful voices, another one just so happened to rise? Too convenient, too perfect, too suspicious. By the time the dust settled, Jay-Z wasn't just some hustler selling mixtapes out of car trunks. He was on a rocket ride to becoming the king of New York rap. And now, with Tupac alive, fans are finally connecting the dots they ignored for decades. Was Jay-Z's rise a coincidence? Or was Tupac's silence the ultimate chess move that gave him a free board to play on? Some believe Jay-Z didn't just benefit, he capitalized. That his empire was built on the ashes of Tupac's silence. That the timing wasn't luck, it was design. And Jay-Z's silence over the years? The careful way he avoided certain questions, certain controversies? Insiders now see it as strategy. A man who always knew more than he ever let on. Tupac's memoir and those tapes could be the smoking gun that proves Jay-Z's meteoric rise wasn't just hustle, it was protection. A shield built from the removal of a rival who refused to bow. The man who turned Marcy Projects into a billion-dollar portfolio now finds himself backed into a corner. Every move he's made is under review, every connection re-examined, every partnership scrutinized. Because if Tupac's evidence points his way, the world's most celebrated hip-hop success story could unravel into the darkest tale of betrayal the industry has ever seen. And while Jay-Z's silence has always been his greatest weapon, this time, silence may not save him, especially when the conspiracies go even deeper. Because this isn't just about Jay-Z or Diddy anymore. This stretches into patterns that connect some of music's most chilling tragedies. Aaliyah, Left Eye, Michael Jackson. Look closer. Their deaths all happened on the 25th day of different months. Too precise to ignore, too eerie to dismiss. For years, people called it coincidence. But now, with Tupac alive, those dates are being re-examined, connected directly to Jay-Z, to Diddy, and even Beyonce. Some argue it wasn't random, it was ritual. That the same circle of power players celebrated like royalty on award stages are tied together by something far more secretive, something far more sinister. Even Adele breaking her Grammy and Beyonce's so-called honor, fans are now revisiting those moments as coded signs of allegiance, not accidents. And the more you look at the puzzle, the more the pieces fit. Tupac didn't disappear because he was scared. He disappeared because he knew too much. His return isn't nostalgia, it's revelation, it's revolution. It's the truth flooding out after decades of silence. And suddenly, every conspiracy once laughed off now feels possible. Every suspicious death, every career-ending cover-up, every coincidence takes on a new, darker meaning. Because if Tupac could fake his own death for almost 30 years, then what else has the industry been hiding? The ritual theories, the alignments, the tragedies, the eerie dates, they aren't just whispers anymore. They're connective tissue. They're the thread weaving together a picture so ugly, so terrifying that the powerful are scrambling to deny it. But Tupac, he isn't denying, he's daring. And this is only the beginning. But here's where it gets even wilder. This isn't just about two moguls being exposed. No, this is about the entire system being dragged into the light. Because let's be real, Tupac Shakur was never just another rapper. He was a visionary, a strategist, a man who studied power and corruption as carefully as he studied rhyme schemes. His so-called disappearance in 1996, that wasn't retreat, that was preparation. 30 years underground, moving like a ghost, collecting receipts, protecting himself while watching the empire grow off his absence. And now, his comeback? It's not nostalgia, it's war. For decades, artists have whispered about the industry chewing them up and spitting them out. Contracts signed in desperation, masters stolen, royalties buried, careers sabotaged, young rappers selling their souls for scraps while executives sat in glass towers, pocketing millions. Tupac called it out back in the 90s, but nobody listened, because the machine was too powerful, the gatekeepers too strong. Those who dared speak up were blacklisted, silenced, or worse. And now, Tupac's evidence proves every word he said was true. The memoir lays out the betrayal. The tapes capture the voices. Together, they're not just exposing lies, they're turning whispers into war cries. And Tupac's return isn't about dropping an album, forget that. He's here to dismantle an empire, to shatter the very foundation the music business has been standing on. Think about today's generation of artists. They're already fighting for independence. They build their own labels, own their masters, stream directly to fans, bypassing the middlemen who once dictated everything. Now imagine that movement fueled by Tupac's evidence, by his story, by his living presence. Suddenly, the rebellion isn't scattered anymore. It has a face, a leader, a soldier who survived 3 decades underground to lead the fight. And this isn't revenge, it's reckoning, because what Tupac is exposing isn't just Jay-Z. It isn't just Diddy. It's the entire machine that thrived on silence and betrayal. Every contract, every deal with the devil, every artist chewed up and discarded, it's all coming into the light. And here's the part that has the industry shaking. If Tupac could survive in silence for 30 years and come back with receipts this deadly, then how many other secrets are still out there? How many other stories have been buried under money, NDAS, and cover-ups? This isn't just a scandal. This is a revolution. A reckoning hip-hop has been running from for nearly 3 decades. So let's be real. Tupac isn't back for music. He's back for blood. He's back with memoirs and tapes that point directly at Jay-Z and Diddy, shaking the very foundations of their billion-dollar empires. The question isn't whether this will destroy their legacies, it's how soon. How fast will the collapse happen once the tapes drop? How many allies will abandon them when the smoke rises? And more importantly, how much longer can the music industry hide the rest of its skeletons now that its biggest ghost has returned? So here's the question I'll leave you with. Do you really believe Jay-Z and Diddy built their empires on pure talent? Or were they built on Tupac's silence? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget, this story is just beginning.